Hey gang, before we get started today, we're going to take you on a little airboat ride and show you some of the beautiful sights in the Atchafalaya Basin. You ready, Craig?
Yes, sir.
What's our power plant?
540.
A 540 Chevy engine. Here we go. Hey gang, we're back at our project house. We're gator free, have all our fingers. If you're ever in our great state of Louisiana, check out an airboat ride. It's unbelievable. We had a great time. So quick update on our project. We put all of the handles up on our doors and drawers. We already have a video on that. It was the exact same process. We made a template for the doors and templates for the drawers. There's no measuring, and it's almost impossible to screw it up the way we do it. So make sure you go back and find that video and check it out. It's good stuff. And the other thing we did, which we also have a video on, is we put up our under cabinet lighting. It's the same brand as in that other video, Elite Lighting. And these are 36-inch long fixtures, and we also have 24 behind Jordan. They come in 12, 24, 36, and 48. You can mix and match according to your needs. And then this little spring clip attached to the bottom of the cabinet with a 1/2-inch screw. We notch the cases here so they sit up nice and tight and out of sight even before the light rail goes on. And then over here to the left, we made our junction in this metal junction box. I call it a wire mold box. It does not have 1/2-inch knockouts in it. 1/2-inch conduit fittings take a 7/8 inch knockout. So we picked up this south wire 7/8. What is that? A CHC 7/8. It's a carbide hole saw. It's got a nice pilot bit and this nice plug ejector on it. And so we drilled a hole in this side of the box and on the other side of the box for these type of connectors. Simply pushed our wires through and made it up in here. They're nice and low profile, and then we'll clean this up later with some kind of clip. So those are tight. And let's see, you want to turn them on, Jordan?
Yeah.
And they're dimmable. So again, same process as before. So make sure you check out that other video. In the previous video we made, we did not notch the cases. We mounted these to a block. So you could do it either way you want. This was pretty easy for us with the buzzsaw to do right here. And if you check out the other video and you notice where we didn't use a junction box, we ran these all the way up to the attic. That was because we were going to use a low voltage light in that application, and then we changed the design. So on this one, it was easier to run this wire back here from our switch during rough end and make it up right here. I'd much rather make it up here than in the attic, right?
Yeah.
Right. So.
And if anything ever goes wrong with the lights, it's easier to change them out.
Yep. Now, our next project is to put on the toe kicks. So let's head out to the table saw and cut that. So let's show you our plywood skin that we have to cut. If you can see this edge, it got kind of warped out here, but the other side is fine. So we're going to rip 4 pieces off of this, starting with this edge. The fence is already set, so let's get it done. Hey gang, we're back in here with our cabinets. Before we put this up, we wanted to show you this down here. This kick, this is a 1/2-inch piece of plywood. It comes with each cabinet, but it's only as wide as the cabinet. See the seam there?
Yep.
And then here's the one for this cabinet. So it's nailed to the box with an 18 gauge nail here and here. And then the reason we're putting this up, this will cover all these seams and make it look like one continuous unit. This is 12 feet long right here. This only comes 8. So we're going to put this one up and then measure the one on the right and put all the rest up.
Cool.
And we're going to use a 23 gauge pin nailer to put those up. Flush up my Hey guys, we have all our skins put on our toe kick. Looks great. Looks like it's all one continuous cabinet now.
It looks sweet.
Yep. So let's go show you what we're working on now. We actually set these double doors in this opening just to show you what it's going to look like and kind of how we do it. So it is being held there by these shims. There are no nails or screws in the door yet, attaching it to the framing. These shims are pushing it together this way, and you see how tight it is. If these doors were light enough, I could actually probably open those doors, but the glass is making these heavy, and so I won't want to swing those open until we get some fasteners in here. And this is a great way when you're by yourself, but let's walk around to the other side and we'll show you what we did over there. Now, way back in our framing video, we framed this wall with a laser, so we know it's plumb. We checked it anyway, and it's plumb. So we're not going to need a level on this installation. So what we did, this is what we're looking at right here. As we rack that door back and forth this way in the opening, the height of these two doors will change. So we adjusted these shims until this was perfect right here. And now we're ready to go to the other side, and we're going to put two 15 gauge nails through the jamb, through the shims, into the framing. So let's go back around and do that. One quick little tip. If you're by yourself or if you're afraid of the door tipping, get a piece of strap and put it like that. A couple of finish nails into the jamb, and that'll prevent the door from tipping that way.
It's a good tip.
Yep. We're just going to make sure we're flush. We are. There we go. All right.
Sweet.
Let's go back around and take those cleats off. And be careful, I don't want to put my hammer on here to damage it. We removed the cleats from the factory and pulled the staples or cut them. As you can see, the top of the doors are still perfect because these can't fall. And see, they want to open. You can see just how strong that is up there. But the bottoms have swung apart. So we're going to do the exact same thing to the bottom as we did to the top. Shims and nails, and dial it in. Get all our reveals all the way around the same.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, it's dialed in. So the bottom shims are behind the hinges. You don't want them down here because they'll push this jamb against the door right here. You want them behind the hinge. But check out our reveal. It's perfect all the way up. And then you could even operate these. So let's just walk through instead of walking around.
All right.
And then you can see we have it sitting on a 1/16 inch shim right there. That gets it off the floor just a little bit. It makes it easier to paint, and we're not sitting on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the nail gun. And now remember, it's just the shims. Well, we do have these nails.
Yeah.
But nothing in the bottom. So I'm gonna flush this up. Right there. I'm just gonna put one in right now. Okay. Perfect.
Sweet.
Yeah, so when you're hanging the double door and they're not meeting at the bottom, you have to adjust your jams.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because your eye will see that, but your casing will hide the fact that this may not be perfectly flush right here, if that makes sense. You got to get that right. All right, let's nail it off. Cut those shims. All right, guys, we have the double doors installed. They look great. So what I focus on is the reveal between the door and the side jams, the door and the head jam, and the reveal between the two doors, because that is what your eye is going to see. And also right here, these are nice and flush when the doors are latched. We took out the center screw of each hinge from the factory and have a 3-inch screw through the jam, through the shims, into the framing. And we'll actually replace that with a screw that we paint the head of it black so it'll match. But they are ready to go, just need some paint. We're actually going to throw the knobs on there today so the owners can use them. Oh, and we also put a block here in the head jam. Not a block, but some shims to support this because of the bullet catches.
Right, because it was a little flimsy without it.
Yep.
Kind of bending a little bit.
Yep, and if you buy double doors as a set, they're going to come with the bullet catches installed. And if you want to hop up there, Jordan, you can show them how we adjust them.
So you'll have this little metal ball catch on the top of the door, and all you do is just push it down, stick your flathead screwdriver in these little slots, and then just turn it until it starts to rise. Super easy.
Yep.
And we had to adjust those and make them higher.
Yep.
But it latches nice.
Yeah, nothing at the bottom. No catch at the bottom.
Right.
Hey guys, it's the next day, and today's project is to start shimming out these cabinets with the light rail. This is a sample of it, and the crown. So the light rail goes here, and it helps to hide the lights. Now, on our cabinets, we have this little reveal here. And as you can see, if we're tight here, we have a gap. So there's 3 ways to deal with that. The first way is to take some of the skin material and put it there, like that. Then you have to deal with all the nail holes. This stuff isn't super flat, but if you were painting cabinets after the fact, that would be an option. The other option is to put it up there like that and then rip a piece to fill in here. But that's a lot of extra work. So what we're going to hold this up here. I'm going to mark that with my utility knife, like that. And we're going to chisel this out. I've got my set of chisels over here, freshly sharpened. Now this edge of the chisel is going to find that, I can feel that it's in that line that the knife cut. A couple light taps. And we'll come up from the bottom. You're kind of making a V, just like you are when you're cutting down a tree, right?
Yeah.
There we go. And that fits like that.
Nice.
You have to be extremely careful because your cut is not here and your cut is not here. This is your mark. So we're going to set our saw to 22.5 degrees because this is a 45. And the left-hand edge of the blade, let me try to draw it. So that's our curve. Not here, not here, but here. So let's go out to the saw and cut that. I'm gonna go a little long and sneak up on it. We're using a pin nailer to attach this. So to give it extra strength, we're gluing it just a little bit. That's all we need. 1-inch nails in this gun. You could use an 18 gauge gun. This is what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna put one in it until we get this one in, so we can play with that corner. Looks good. All right, so I'm gonna put a little of the construction adhesive here and then white glue on the joint. I'm putting it out here, not in this corner because I don't want it to squeeze up right here. We've got our last piece for this side cut. We've been sneaking up on it. What was that, 2 trips to the saw? Look at that. Beautiful.
Dang. Nice.
Yep, that fits so tight, we probably don't even need to nail it, huh? All right, let's put it on and then we'll go do that one. All right, this is what's left of our light rail. So you can see how careful we had to be. There wasn't room for any mistakes. So hopefully on the crown, we'll have a little bit more. But it's gonna be the same process, only in reverse. I'm gonna use one of our scraps as a gauge block, and we're gonna have to make that same notch up here. Hold it right there. Make a cut. And that's going to represent the bottom of our crown. So let's chisel this side out, that side out, and we'll wrap this cabinet in crown. We've got our crown molding rig set up just like before. We're not going to show you very much about it. Just go back and check out our crown molding video on this same series, the kitchen remodel, right? It shows you how we set this up. It works beautifully. So we already have 3 pieces cut. Let's go inside and check it out. We pre-assembled this one with glue and 23 gauge pins, and then we had to notch here, and let's show them why, Jordan.
All right.
If you've been watching our series, you notice we had to put 1/2-inch drywall here and transition to the existing 1/4-inch paneling. So we had to accommodate this little step with our crown. And that's just glue and 3 23 gauge pins on each corner. It's pretty solid. I'm going to set it up here in our notches we made. Nice. And we'll rotate it down. We'll get this square and pin it in place. Nice.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Looks good.
All right, we have this one up. It looks great. So let's swing over here. We pre-assembled this one. We got our 2 45s for this 90, and then we're going to have 2 22.5s for this 45-degree turn. And then we found it easier to put it upside down on this island and glue and pin that together rather than doing it up in the air. And again, that's just glued with 3 little pins, and I mean that's strong.
Yeah. Hit a baseball? No, probably not.
And then this piece we put up because we need something to measure to for this piece. Sweet.
Nice.
All right, that's the last of that bit of crown. We actually ran out. I'll pick up one more piece in the morning. We'll finish this tower. But all of this is done. That was, what, 40 feet of crown?
Think so?
Yep. Came out great. Love the way our miters look. Nice and tight. That 23 gauge pin nailer is the way to go. We'll just fill those little holes and we'll all be done. But the key is you got to have that jig to keep the crown oriented correctly to your blade and sneak up on your cuts when you're dealing with these little pieces to fill in. Cut them long and sneak up on them. Take the time. It's worth it.
Yeah, we had to go back out to the miter saw like 5 or 6 times every time.
Better than cutting it short.
Right.
Yep. So if you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button for us. Leave us a comment. If you have a question, we'll try to answer it that way. We're loving all the support. Keep it up, and we'll keep it up on our end, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yes, sir.